clock was running before the ready on the last play to Canyon.
Oh yeah.
Was that accurate that they started before the ready? It looked like.
I know, but I'm not saying anything about clock. That doesn't matter. It makes no difference right now at this point.
And the tight ends, like in them.
Oh yeah, that was good. The last 2 weeks we've gotten more involved in the passing game. We needed them. I think it's a safety net, with the way we've been running the ball. I mean, look, we came out of the bye week too. I mean, we do work during the bye week also now, right? And see where we got to help ourselves and how we can help out the quarterback and give him some easy outlets there. And guys want to drop back and take away deeper routes and things underneath are going to be open. And we're able to hit them. And what would they have today? It was what. Doesn't have them all on here, but I mean, it was a good amount of yards I know that they ended up having. And I don't even know about the yards. There were big plays at big times. We ran a complement play off of a play we ran last week that we ran on the 2-point. We ran the play off of with a little pop pass down the seam to JT. Got down tight, and then same with Beetham. And then we had that it was a big play to Harp there that we had towards the end. So I'm just looking at it. Haynes went over 100 again. Wow. Wow. So I don't know if you saw, he's like looking at the sideline as he's running, looking at me to see if he wanted him to go down. And I was like, if it was under 2 minutes, I would say yes. I mean, but nah, go score. So that's it, guys. Go Jackets. Thank y'all. All right, great to come up here and get a win. Versus a very good football team. We came out in really a tale of two halves, and first half had 3 possessions, and the fourth was 27 seconds to go. And 3 possessions, 64 yards. Those 3 possessions had 3 punts, and then second half 4 possessions, 295 yards and 4 scores in the fourth. So tale of two halves from an offensive standpoint. We set out defensively really to accomplish a couple things. Number one was to stop the run, and I thought we did a great job of that. I thought the D-line made a major step forward today. Then we said we had to affect the quarterback, and affecting the quarterback is not always just getting pressure. It's also changing up things in the back end. And look, he's a daggum good quarterback, but we forced him to do what we wanted him to do, and that was get out of the pocket, scramble, get happy feet, change things up on the back end, and we were able to make some plays on some balls. I think Tajay, what a great play he made down here as they were going in there at the end. But really proud of the football team. Really proud of them. There's always things to clean up. I know you guys are going to ask me, well, what about coming on the road and noon games in the first half versus the second half? Well, I was going to tell you, I don't have an answer for that right now. I guess I'll have to go back to what I said on Thursday and stick that cattle prod or whatever where the sun doesn't shine. But no, I thought they were in a good place as far as coming out to ready to play. It was a weird flow to the first half. We end up punting, pinning them back. They drive the field. We get the fumble recovery, so they get the ball right back. So I mean, we went basically the entire first quarter, I think. It was, the second time we got the football was 13-24 in the second quarter. So, but when you see games happening like that, every drive is critical, right? Every drive is critical. And then came at halftime and made some adjustments on some things, made some adjustments offensively, and it was able to help us out, really more looking really to throw to run as opposed to the other way around. So Isaiah had a big play down the side of the one. So anyway, questions? It's a special group of kids, men, special group of men. They are. They got to stop doing this to me, though. But that's our MO, right? One-score games or something, but at least this was actually finished a 2-score game. So we're making progress. But the belief this team has, it has a lot to do with how close they are. This is a close-knit team, right? And you don't see that a lot anymore. I think that's something that gets lost in college football now. Everyone talks about NIL and everybody wants their own and this and that, and you can't have a team like you. Well, I believe this team is rooted in its core, like the teams we've all probably grown up being around and being a part of. They're close. They believe in each other. They trust each other, and I trust them. Yeah, I mean, goodness gracious, it was 10 points off the board for them, and 7 for us. So that's a massive swing. The flow of the game's going like that. We got 7 out of it, but the defense is right back on the field. But no, it was real big. It was real big. This game was a big situational football game. When you get this part of the year, and games are close, they're going to be situational ball. I thought defense did a really nice job down on the goal line. We got the fumble on the one. Later on we had a really big stop, held into a field goal down there, even after a delay game penalty, where we're trying to move a guy, linebacker trying to move the D lineman over and slaps him on the hind end, and now all of a sudden it's mimicking the clap. So not intentional, but yeah, it was a penalty, and that could have hurt us. But I thought they bowed their necks back right there. I thought JJ played well inside, and then I thought our pass rush was continued to be much improved. The last 2 weeks we're making major steps and progress with that.
How would you say those guys stepped up and played without you today?
Yeah, it's like anything. You watch the film and see how they played, but we kept things in front of us. For the most part, kept things in front of us, and that was part of the plan too. In the middle of the field, you're not scoring points in the middle of the field, right? But when you get down in that tight red area, you got to be able to bow it up. But we got to tighten up some coverage on some things, especially some of the outside routes, the comebacks, and those things. But they also made some really good plays on the football and got guys down, but we'll look at it and see and be able to evaluate tomorrow, and we'll go in and work to correct the things that we got to get better at.
I was going to ask, how much was it physical versus the schematic changes you made?
Halloween's coming, so we just remove the soul of them and then they put something else back in there. No, they did. They're a real physical football team, and they did. They got probably. If you charted it out, probably got better of us in the first half. And the one thing this team believes, and we preach all the time, is can you go 4 quarters playing that way, all right? Because the body blows do eventually add up over the course of time, and to play that way every single play of every quarter, every possession, right? That's hard to do, and I think by the 4th quarter, our guys had worn them down, and we were able to get some good things going. But now they've got a really good defensive line. Right? We knew that coming in. Right? It was like they're playing with 12 sometimes, and it was how we didn't sustain blocks. So it's all things we got to continue to get better at. But at the end of the day, we'll talk about those with the team tomorrow and correct them. But I'm super excited for this team to be 7-0 for the first time in a long time.
Or do you think they couldn't get hands on multiple times there?
Our D-line couldn't?
Duke's offense.
I'm messing with you. I can be funny, right? Come on, I know I got it horrible. I guess my sense of humor is just horrible. So whatever, it's funny to me. That's all that matters. No, they both their necks back. I thought BG did a really good job with in preparation with some of the packages too. We had some different packages that were coming in. They were running guys on and off the field every play, making us do the same because we were matching personnel with them. We had no issues between guys on the field. We're trying to match personnel. We ended up catching them one time down there, having too many guys on the field when they're trying to, match them in and out. And it was a good job by him putting the packages together to have the right people in the game at the right time.
Loose. They don't feel that much. Is that accurate?
Yeah, you can't let the anxiety creep in. Like we talked about the noise and all that, and they hear the noise. Yeah, they hear the stuff. But what do they choose to give their full attention to? That's what matters. What do they give their full attention to? And really, that comes back to trust. Do they trust me and what I say? Do they trust their coaches and what they say versus what they hear on the outside? So